Today is February 9th, 2024. Today, I did something that I did not do in the past. I hesitated before I made a trade. I made a YouTube video and made a comment that professionals look before they leap. So, trade is made based on high probability setups. And if the trade is unknown, there's no way to take the trade because it could go either way. If I don't know what the setup is telling me, then the trade can go either way. And therefore, whatever I risk, it could be lost. It's a 50-50 situation. If I have good risk management, I could do that all day. However, I want to steer my trades such that I have a higher probability of making the right trades, because if I have a sequence of trades, when I make the trade, and then the issue is when I get into the trade, my emotion will immediately kick in to reduce my chances of winning because I do not have a high probability conviction in my trade. And therefore, I am liable to take that 50-50 probability and make it even worse, to within a span of 20 trades, to essentially zero chance of winning. So today I hesitated in my trading. It meant that I was looking at it and then seeing and thinking, okay, so when I make that trade, what is it going to do? And then when I looked at it and I said to myself, do I have a intensive study behind that particular trade that tells me that I have a statistical advantage when I make that trade? Despite the fact that I woke up from my, I'll say it, from my nap. I usually just doze off here, doze off. So, despite the fact, so now that I have conditioned myself, I have conditioned myself at this point. However, when the situations are physically and emotionally traumatizing, I may revert back to the subconscious mode. But for today, I hesitated and I thought to myself, I made a list of things that I need to investigate and place probability in those things so that I can make the trades in the future. So the busy time will be for me to investigate all those, categorize those things. The list that I made will be able to cover vast span of trading scenarios within a period of the trading period, and allow me to make lots of trades, because my fear is that when I'm pigeonholed into specific criteria for making a trade, that I won't be able to make those trades within the day. That's my psychological thinking. And uh, now that I see what I must do, I see why professionals need to spend uh, all their time preparing in the backgrounds, just like preparing for a marathon, just like preparing for a baseball game. That I have to be. So there's this YouTube video about this guy, this movie star, and apparently when you're a superhero movie star, your body has to be in shape, and your body does not get in shape overnight. And so Aquaman 1 and Aquaman 2, apparently the person was ripped for Aquaman 1. But for Aquaman 2, apparently uh, after having so much success, I guess you become a bit lax in preparation for the role. And so that means that the the physique that's required to be on camera was a bit shy, and um, that means that the preparation work in the background was not done, and that and then presenting himself to on screen the movie probably was not the ideal situation. Okay, in day trading world, the probability of making a profitable trade was less. So I hesitated in making a trade today. I hesitated. I hesitated because I thought to myself, look, so when I make this trade, what is it going to do? And then once I got into the trade, I hesitated because I saw it. So there's a couple of things that are going on. Hesitation. There's a hesitation. Just like a long time ago, when my kids were very young, they tend to do certain things that causes a emotional outburst to occur within the parent, myself. And one of the advice that was given by former brother-in-law says, count to 10 before you do anything. Count to 10 before you do anything. So it seems to me any trade that I make is essentially being a new parent to that particular situation. And this market is a small child that behaves contrary to whatever I want it to do. That means that I have to understand the toddler. Al Brooks mentions about Wall Street, and think of Wall Street as a very old man, very wise and old man. You have to give respect. A toddler, I have to give respect to the toddler because I want to ensure the emotional and stability within the child, and I want to provide proper parenting to the child. And in order to provide proper parenting to the child, I have to respect the child. Because respecting a child means that there are specific things that a child does that are contrary to my own thinking, whether it be that the child does not know the rules. And what that means is, as a parent, I know the rules, but that rule is different than the rule that the toddler has. And so I have to align myself with the toddler to steer the toddler in a direction that I want it to go. And if the toddler does not go in the direction that I want it to go, then I need to exit that thinking that I have. So when I looked at this trade, I thought to myself, oh, okay. The first trade that I made after waking up from my nap was, now I see what they're talking about, a trader nap. So they talk about this one guy talks about a trader nap. So now I see what they're talking about, a trader nap. If you're tired, you take a nap and you wake up fresh so that you can think better. So now I hesitated, and then it allowed me to comprehend the complexity of the trade. And I have to respect the trade. I have to respect it because I looked at it. The first trade that I made after waking up was, I looked at it, I just jumped in. And then as soon as it jumped in, of course, it went against me. And then after it did that, After it did that, it started to go in my direction, and it went and reached the support resistance. So as it reaches resistance, I sold. Whereas in the past, I would be greedy, and I hesitated a little bit, and I thought about it, and then I closed it, because in the past, what happens is that when it reaches a region of resistance, there is a probability, more so than not, that it's going to reverse, however much it is. And when that happens, even on a positive trade, what it will do is reverse and then go back up. And so what I needed to do is I need to sell. So I sold. So I sold that. So the second trade that I made was, anyway, so that's how it works. And so today I hesitated in my trading and deeply thought about what I need to do is categorization. I need to categorize what I've learned, what I've experienced and learned, and what I see, then take those trades that are green instead of taking all those trades that undermine my green trades. So that is what a professional day trader does. I remember watching this Chat with Traders, and this young man, who back then was a young man, and despite the fact that he was a young man, he was actually mentoring people, and he was a successful professional day trader. And he said this. He says that after a while he realized that he needed to know what trades to make and what trades not to make, what trades to take and what trades not to take. Because what I've seen is that when I look at my trades, quite a few are actually green and quite a few are actually red. And so if I can remove those red trades by fine-tuning my setups and hesitating a little bit, that means that I will be able to remove those trades that undermine my positive P&L. And when that happens, and move towards making those more of those trades that are positive to my trading account. So that's what I need to do. I have no idea how important this YouTube video is at this today, but it seems to be very, very important. Despite the fact that I'm ill prepared, I just woke up and I just chewed on some cloves, and my tongue is essentially. Apparently, I was on YouTube and they talk about cloves are used prior to going to a dentist because it numbs, and so sure enough, it does. My tongue is numb. It's flapping between there, but it's anyway. So that's what I need to do. The next move that I need to do is, so the sequence of trades must be like, okay, I see it. That hesitation provides me the opportunity to assess the situation. And then when I get into a situation, there has to be a pause. Okay, count to 10. Okay, so what I am about to do, is it the right thing to do? So I have to ask that question of myself. And when that happens, then it gives me a momentary detachment from my emotional trigger that was caused by that movement, to allow me to logically think about what I'm going to do next. And that seems to be a hand-in-hand integration of my setup and my emotional side. And when I am physically and mentally prepared to analyze those things and take action based on my analysis, looking before I leap into either entering and exiting the trade, then that allows me to make the proper trades, select the right trades, and reduce the number of trades that are undermining my piano.